Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am a representative of Rafiki Foundation. My name is Mohammed Mutiat. I'm calling on you that is watching this video to support a cause that is close to our hearts, our 2025 Ramadan feeding package. This feeding project helps to provide basic food items like rice, beans, maize, and gari to poor, needy Muslim Ummah during the holy months. Alhamdulillah, on a yearly basis, we have been to states like Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Adamawa State. We've also been to Abuja environs, Niger State, Lagos, Oyo, Osun, Ogun.
To do the same.
As we all know, Ramadan is a month of mercy, blessings, generosity, and sharing. But for some people, it is a month of hunger and hardship.
In preparation for the upcoming Ramadan, a lot of households are already planning. Some already, creating recipes. They are budgeting for the kinds of food they are going to be buying for Ramadan. Some are making their dua list. Some are making Quran timetables, and, they are almost complete. They are just waiting for Ramadan. But the sad reality for a lot of people in Nigeria that Rafiki support with Ramadan food packages, the sad reality is that some are just waiting and hoping on Allah. All they have is tawakkul. They have tawakkul that Allah will provide. We are reaching out to you. We are reaching out to our donors, our sponsors, our families, our friends, the Muslim Ummah. We are hoping and praying that you will contribute and support our Ramadan campaign. Your contribution today may be the response to a fasting Muslim's tawakkul, and you may be the channel that Allah is using to answer their prayers. Help us today to reach more than 30 locations that we are trying to serve in Nigeria. Help us and donate. Donate generously.
The Prophet ﷺ said in an hadith that whosoever feeds the fasting Muslims will earn the same reward as the person that is fasting, and nothing of his or our own reward will be diminished. Because of this huge reward, we at Rafiki Foundation Incorporation solicit your financial support towards our Ramadan feeding project for this year, in which we use to give food packs to the less privileged Muslims. Let us cooperate together and donate towards this cause to feed the poor and needy family in Nigeria.
How can you help us? You can help us by sending a generous donation to our Access Bank account 12225222578. Name Rafiki Foundation, or visit our website www.rafiki.com.
No amount is too small. No amount is too big for you to donate.
We're looking forward to visit many more states in Nigeria. It is a few days to Ramadan, and we are far below our target of feeding at least 10,000 people during the holy months.
There's an authentic hadith narrated by Abu Dahda in Sunnah al-Tirmidhi, stating that our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Seek out the vulnerable ones among you, for indeed, verily, you are only giving provisions and support from Allah due to the weak ones among you." My noble brothers and sisters in our Islam, it is another Ramadan. We at Rafiki Foundation, we have been feeding thousands of Muslims in Nigeria every Ramadan. We want to call upon you to support us and solicit for your fund so that we can feed even more people this year Ramadan. We ask you to give generously, as it was narrated that our noble Prophet Muhammad said, whenever Ramadan approaches, he is more generous than the wind. So whatever penny that you can give for the sake of Allah, we ask Allah to replenish it in multiple.
Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulih Kareem. Indeed, all praise belongs to Allah, Rabbul Izzah wa Jallah. We thank Allah, we praise Him, we glorify His name. and we seek His refuge from the evil of ourselves and from the evil of the shaitan. And we all know whomsoever our Rabb guide, no one can misguide. And whomsoever Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalla misguide, no one can guide. And we all bear witness that there is no other God due to being worshipped except Allah, and that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his final messenger. With that being said, I greet my brothers and sisters in the noble religion of ours, Al Islam, by saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, as Ramadan moves on, and as we move on in Ramadan as alongside it, we pray to Allah, our Rabb, to grant us the best of the best in this world and in the hereafter, to cherish, to grant us the blessings of this noble month of Ramadan. And we ask Allah to preserve us and grant us the ability to earn His favor, His rahmah, His blessings, His mercy, His forgiveness in this noble month of Ramadan. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. With that being said, I welcome my brothers and sisters to our today's episode. Today we are going to be discussing about brotherhood, sisterhood in the noble religion of ours, Al Islam. The concept of brotherhood. This is something that when you take a look at it, you feel like, what is the need to talk about brotherhood? We know we are brothers, we know we are sisters. But the noble religion of Al Islam is telling me and you that it is beyond what you think brotherhood is when it comes to brotherhood in Al Islam. Because a brother and sister in Al Islam, there are two forms of brotherhood. There's brotherhood that has to do with lineage. Your brother by blood, your siblings, your your cousins. You can be brothers when it comes to your lineage. But there's a very, very important brotherhood that is being acknowledged by the Lord of the world of Al Islam, is the brotherhood of religion. And this is something that I want to take a closer look to it today about what Islam says about this and how significant this is in our life. First, I want to start by quoting the verse of Allah. Qala Allah Ta'ala, Subhana Rabbil Izzah wa Jalla. He said that in the Quran, Innamal mu'minuna al-ikhwah. So the one who introduced brotherhood is none but Allah Himself, our noble Lord and Creator. He said, indeed, the believers are brothers. The believers are brothers. And first, before even I move forward, when we say brothers in Al Islam, it also means sisters. So Allah Rabbul Izzah, when He speak, most of the time He use the word, He use the masculine term, but it also carries on with the feminine term. So when Allah is referring to brothers, likewise, it means also sisters as well. So let's keep that in mind. So because I'm going to be using the phrase brotherhood a lot, but it also refers and it also refers to sisters. So Allah said, "Innamal mu'minina ikhwah," that the believers are none but brothers. So the first person who introduced this concept to us is Allah. Now Allah said, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا, and hold on to the rope of Allah all together, and do not be separated with, do not go in a separate way. Now, وَقَالَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ, and our prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was going to introduce brotherhood to us. He said, I hope everyone can hear me clearly. Please, if you can hear me clearly, please let me put it in the comment section. Barakallahu fiqh. I want to make sure that my voice is coming out clearly. So Allah introduced the first supreme being to introduce brotherhood is Allah. Now, our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also spoke about this concept of brotherhood in his noble hadith. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said, وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ, I swear by Him in whose hand my soul is, لَا تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ حَتَّى تُؤْمِنُونَ, that no one will enter paradise, none of us will be able to achieve paradise except we have faith, except we believe in Iman, except we have the Iman. وَلَا تُؤْمِنُوا حَتَّى تَحَبُّوا, and you would not be able to attain faith. What we call faith, what we call iman, you would not able to reach that state of al-iman except you love each other. Allah Akbar. So my brothers and sisters, this is not a joke in al-Islam. When we talk about brotherhood, when we talk about muhabba, when we talk about love for each other, Rasulullah sallallahu here is telling us that we would not be able to enter Jannah. Look how serious it is. Look how serious this concept is of brotherhood. Rasulullah sallallahu is saying that we would not be able to attain Allah's rahmah, Allah's Jannah. Allah will not be able to admit us into Jannah except we come with Iman. Iman is what makes us a Muslim. Iman is that light, giving light that is shedding in our heart that Allah has blessed us with. We will not be able to attain it except we have faith. And we would not be able to have faith except you love each other. La ilaha illallah. So when it comes to brotherhood al-Islam, Allah is telling me and you that in order for us to gain the greatest of our goal, we have to show mahabba. We have to show love among each other. We have to love each other. We have to cherish each other. Now, my brothers and sisters in al-Islam, why did Allah create us? Why are we in this world? If someone should ask you, for example, today and wake you up that, why are you here? You are who you are. So what's your purpose in this world? We all know as a Muslim that our purpose is to come and worship Allah in order to what? To attain Jannah. So our goal, our utmost goal is to attain Jannah. Everyone knows what, when it comes to the goal of this worldly life, if they ask you, why are you going to work 8 hours a day? Why are you striving, working hard? You say because you want to earn income for your family so you can feed your family. Now, the question now is, why are you in this world? What are you doing in this world? We know وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Allah has not created I and you except to worship Him. So that why are we worshiping Allah? The answer is simple, so that we can attain Jannah. We can go back to our original home that Allah has created us in. So now, the question now comes that Jannah that we are seeking, we will not be able to attain it except we have faith. And your faith will not be complete except you love each other. And we are talking about brotherhood in al-Islam. Now, Rasulullah now made mention and gave us direction. How can you achieve that love for each other? How can you love your brother? How can you love your sister? How can you bond with your brother? How can you bond with your sister? Rasulullah now told us, Awala adullukum ala shayin. Shall I not direct you to what you're going to be doing that you will be able to attain love for your brothers? Because it's not easy. Some of you do not love each other. Some of us do not love each other. And Rasulullah is telling us that as long as we are believers, it's a must that we love each other in order to attain faith, in order to have a complete iman. Iman is not yet complete. Your iman is not yet complete until you love your brothers and your sisters. Now, also said, shall I not give you a tips, a strategy, direct you to what will bring love for your brother to yourself? He said, فَأَنْتُمْ هُ تَحَبَّبْتُمْ حَفْشُ السَّلَامُ بَيْنَكُمْ. He said the solution here is spread salam, spread peace, greet your brother, honor your brother, welcome your brother, spread peace among yourself. Now, al-muhim. Now let's move into the subject matter. In al-Islam, there's a concept called, we call it in Arabic terminology, ukuwah. Ukuwatan, it means that brotherhood or sisterhood, something that bond us together. Now the scholars, they give now explanation into what these terms means. They said, first of all, you have to understand that in the general phrase, brotherhood can relate to someone that you are related with by blood, your sisters, your siblings, your cousins. They might be your brother. or your friends, you can term them as your brother, right? But there's another other term that the scholar brought that is very, very, very important. Is what does brotherhood means in the noble religion of Islam? Is it the same with your blood lineage? Is it the same as you call your friend? Islam says no. Islam says that there's a technical meaning to this brotherhood in Islam, according to Sheikh Muhammad Al Malik. So he said that brotherhood is the relationship. My brothers and sisters are listening to this. It says brotherhood, to bond with your brother, is a relationship that is established upon what Allah has commanded and what He has forbidden. So whenever you term someone as your brother in the noble religion of Islam, as Islam is concerned, it means, listen carefully so that you know the difference. Because once you know the difference, then you'll be able to honor what this is. It is the relationship, again, that bonds you together based upon the commandment of Allah, meaning you are obeying the commandment of Allah and you're staying away from what Allah forbid. That is your true brother in Islam. Anyone who is upon the submission to Allah and is submitting wholeheartedly to Allah by following what Allah wants and moving away from what Allah does not want. Imam Abdul Rahman ibn Nasir, he explained his own. He gave his own meaning. He said, this is a specific knot, a specific bond, which Allah has bound the believers together with, such that whenever a person is found, whenever you see anyone who has this characteristics, number one, Iman in Allah, Iman in Allah's angel, in His book, in His messenger, and in the last day, whether he is in the eastern part of the world or whether he's in the western part of the world, then such a person becomes a brother of the believers. At that point, the believers is a must. He has been obligated that he should love that person as they love themselves, and hate for that person what they hate from themselves. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Wa. So, my brothers and sisters in Islam, the point here is, brotherhood and Islam again is knowing anyone who possesses faith in Islam, whether that person you don't know him from anywhere, is not related to you by blood, neither is he related to you by friends or you know him from somewhere. But as long as you find someone that has faith, al-Iman, the pillars of al-Iman, al-Imanu billah, wal-malaikati, wa-kutubi, wa-usuli, wa-qadar, and all those 6 articles of faith is complete in that person, whether that person is farther away from you in the United States or in the United Kingdom, or that person is in France, or that person is in Canada or Korea or Mali or Afghanistan or Guinea or Palestine, or wherever that person is, and that person is being said that he believes in shahada to Allah ilaha illallah wa ashadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, and he moved forward by believing in Allah Himself, in His angel, in His book, in His kitab, in His Rasul, in Qadar, in Yawm al-Qiyamah. That person, it is deemed upon you by Allah that you should love him the way you love yourself, and then you should hate for him what you hate for yourself. Allah Akbar. That is brotherhood in Islam. That is the meaning that the scholars they give to what is called about brotherhood. So this is a very strong aspect to fulfill your faith, to showcase your faith. If you want to know if someone is truly faithful, this is what you need to see in them. They have to love anyone who possesses shahada in their heart. So it is the bond of faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which Allah has established between all believers by Allah's word, by saying, when Allah said in the Quran, innamal mu'minuna ikhwat, the believers are but a single brotherhood. The believers are but a single sisterhood. So whenever you find anyone who has this faith, pillars of faith in his heart, then it is obligated upon you to love that person for the sake of Allah. I hope that is clear so that we can move forward. My brother and sister, brotherhood is a command directly from your Lord. What believes our Allah? To love that person is commanded by Allah. So we don't detect who we term as our brother. We don't have that freedom of choice that, oh, I want to become brother with this person. I don't want to become brother with this person. As long as those person has carried these pillars of faith, they have to be your brother because that is a command from Allah. Al-Muhim, if that is clear, I want us to move forward. Rasulullah SAW said that it is required for us to love one another for the sake of Allah. There's no limit, there's no two ways on this. Rasulullah SAW قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. Again, لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. Rasulullah said, none of you believe until he love for his brother what he love for himself. So whatever you like for yourself, whatever seems excellent to you, whatever you deem that, wow, this is something that I cherish most, you have to love it the same way for your brother. And this is something that if you do not have that, you will not be able to attain faith. So that is why you find some people that say, oh, I don't feel the sweetness of faith. I don't feel the joy of faith. It's because you have not attained this love that Allah is calling us to. There's no two way street to it. It is because you have not let your heart love what Allah has commanded you to love. You find some people that say, I pray, but I don't feel like I'm praying. I am fasting, but I don't feel like I'm fasting. It's because you have filled up your heart with so many envy, jealousy, hatred for your brothers. Again, قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الدليل حول لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. None of you will be able to attain faith. None of you will believe until, look at the condition of belief. Look at what we are taking. We are underrating. We are not paying attention to. This is real. This is serious. You want to attain a spiritual level in this month of Ramadan, you have to fulfill this condition. Rasulullah is giving us strategy. None of you will attain that belief in Allah, that faith in Allah, until you love for yourself until you love for others what you love for yourself. لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. رواه البخاري والمسلم. This is I saw this in Imam Bukhari collection. Now, Dr. Salih Al-Fawzan, may Allah have mercy on his soul, he mentioned in a brief explanation of this great prophetic narration, he said, therefore, whoever does not love for his brother what he loves for himself, then his belief in Allah, the Most High, it will be deficient. What is meant by his brother is not his brother from family religion. We have explained that. It's not just because this person is your brother, just because this person came from the same lineage as you, just because this person is your friend. No, that's not what is being termed here, right? But rather it is every Muslim, because the believers are brother. Said by who? Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalla. The love for the sake of Allah wa Jalla is the highest bond that may exist between one human being and another, whether man or woman. It is the bond of faith in Allah, which Allah has established all believers. My brothers and sisters in Islam, this is something that we have to put forth in order to achieve a spiritual growth. Loving others for the sake of Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalla. Now, if that is clear, inshallah, we'll move forward. To love others for the sake of Allah, it comes with sincerity. As Rasulullah told us that every action of ours, because loving is an action. To love someone is a means of you acting upon something. So it's an action to love. To hate is also an action. To show envy is an action. So, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِنِيَّةٍ وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَى. Rasulullah said, indeed, all action comes by intention, and each person gets what he intended. So, in order for you to love, you are performing an action. So, in order to love your brother, it has to be sincere. You love your brother because Allah asks you to love him, because he possesses what Allah has. Allah has given him faith, al-Iman billah. He has faith in Allah. He has faith in the book of Allah. He has faith in his Rasul. He has faith in what Allah has asked him to act. So because of that, you love him because of Allah. Allah Akbar. So this is the purest of love for human being. And this is what Allah has brought to us as a gift. So this is a love which is unattained by any worldly interest or ulterior motive. It's a love in which Muslim men and women will find the sweetness of faith. Àádùn ìgbàgbọ́. Yorùbá will say àádùn ìgbàgbọ́. Nǹkan tó máa jẹ́ kí ìgbàgbọ́ ẹ dùn kó gbòòrò. What is going to uplift your faith is to love your brothers as you love yourself. There are three things Rasulullah said that there are three things that whoever attains them will find the sweetness of faith. When the scholars talk about the sweetness of faith, it means that there's a particular joy, a special joy that the believers enjoy in this world before the next. And if you have not started enjoying that special sweetness, that was what I call it, it means your faith has not reached that level. So they said there are three things. Also said there's three things that whoever attains them will find the sweetness of faith. Now this is the miftah, the key to what will make you enjoy your faith. Some people say I'm just a Muslim. I'm just a Muslim because I'm a Muslim, because my father and my mother are Muslims. Some people are Muslim because everyone around me are Muslim, but they do not sincerely enjoy being a Muslim. Some people are just fasting because he knows it's Ramadan, he has to fast. But there's a difference between someone who is doing it and finding pleasure in what he's doing, and someone who is just doing just for doing sake. It's different. The scholars of Islam, they enjoy faith, not just because it has been legislated upon them. They enjoy it as they are doing it. When they worship Allah, they are in the best. It's like subhanallah, it's like you're giving them the best enjoyment in this life. Some people, when they travel, that's when they enjoy their life. When they go to Dubai, they go to UK, US, they go to the beach, right? That's when they have the sweetness of this dunya, because they think that whenever they are in a trip, they are free from everything, distraction. Their mind is free. Everything is free. They eat whatever they want to eat. They sleep whenever they want to sleep. They go near the beaches, near the oceans. That is when they enjoy the sweetness of dunya. Now, when it comes to faith also has a specific sweetness. If you are a Muslim and you're not enjoying that sweetness yet, it means you need to follow this instruction. These three things that Rasulullah is going to give to us. He said, one, if you want to enjoy the sweetness of faith, Rasulullah said, if Allah believes and his messenger are dearer to you than anyone else or anything else, number one, you have to make Allah your Lord, your Khaliq, your Creator, your Rabb, your Lord, the majestic one. You have to make him solely, and his messenger the closest to you, the most dearest to your heart. You have to, when Allah becomes the closest to you, become your best, closest Rabb. And when his messenger becomes the dearest to your heart, you would attain the sweetness of faith. Because then when you are praying, all what you see, only what you see will be Allah. You pray as if you're seeing Allah in front of you. You perform every act of ibadah as if you are seeing Allah in front of you. When you make Allah the dearest to your heart, when you make this beloved Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is your dearest to you, is sunnah, you'll be happy to perform it. If you don't perform a sunnah, you won't be comfortable, you won't feel convenient, it will distract you, right? So when you make Allah and His Messenger the closest to you, you would attain sweetness of faith. Number two, the scholars explain. Rasulullah said, if he loves a person solely for the sake of his Lord, if he loves a person solely for the sake of Allah, meaning the love that you have for your brother should be for the sake of Allah. You know, there are different kind of love. Some people might like me because maybe I do them a favor. Some people might like you maybe because you give them some money. Maybe something because you just, you came to check up on them. Some people might like you because of various reasons. Maybe you taught them while you were in school. Maybe you are just friends with them. You help them run an errand. So people like people because of various things. But this kind of love that will make you attain faith is when you love your brother because Allah wants you to love their brother. Because Allah commanded it to you. Innamal mu'minina ikhwah. Because of the word of Allah that says that believers are both brothers. That is why you love that person. Rasulullah said you will attain the adon, the sweetness, the fragrance, the calmness of faith. Allahu Akbar. Now the third part of it that Rasulullah said that if you should have or if you should possess, you will see what sweetness of faith is if you hate to return back to kufr, to disbelief, after Allah has guided you from it, as much as you love, you will hate to be thrown into the fire. Meaning you hate to return back to disbelieving in Allah, as much as you hate someone to throw you or to you to be thrown into fire. Allahu Akbar. That is why we always make this dua. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. That, oh Allah, do not deviate our heart after you have guided us. You have shown us the right path. You have shown us the true religion of Al-Islam. You have made us submit. You have made us follow your guidance. Do not take us out of that path, oh Allah, because you are the most merciful. And another dua the Prophet taught us to always supplicate with is Ya muqalliba liqulub thabbit qalba ala dinik. Oh, the one who controls hearts, do not make our heart deviate from your path. Ya musarif qulub sarif qulubana ala ta'atik. The one who commands and controls and who owns the heart, do not spin our hearts, only spin our hearts to what will be pleasing to you. So these duas are powerful, my brother and sister. So that is the three step. Number one, you love, make Allah the dearest and His noble Prophet Muhammad the dearest to you. Number two, you love your brothers for the sake of Allah only. And number three, you hate to return back to kufr the same way you hate to be thrown into the hellfire. Now let's talk about the status, the honor, the greatness of one who loves his brothers or his sisters just for the sake of Allah. Now let's explore that. My brother and sister, it is sufficient honor for those who love one another for the sake of Allah, men or women alike, to know that their Lord, Rabbul Izzah wa Jalla, will take care of them on the day of judgment. And Allah will be saying to them, where are those? This is what Qala Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Allah will say to those who love each other for the sake of Allah on that day, which we call day of judgment, the day of resurrection, the day when Allah will question, that day of reckoning, Allah will call out by saying that, where are those who love one another for my glory? Where are those who love one another for my sake? Where are those who show love, affection, and bond with one another just because of Allah. Today I will shade them in my shade on the day when there is no shade but mine. Allahu Akbar. Because on that day, the sun will come closer to us and people will be sweating all throughout their body. But on this day, those who love others for the sake of Allah, you love your brothers for the sake of Allah, you love your sister for the sake of Allah. Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalla is saying to you that I will call upon you and tell, where are those who love each other for the sake of Allah? Come here, I'm going to put you under my shade. Meaning you won't suffer on that day. Allahu Akbar. So love for the sake of Allah and not for anything else in life, okay, or else in this life, is very difficult, and none can attain it except the one who is pure of heart. Because this thing, why is Allah giving this great honor to those who love others for the sake of Allah? Because it's not easy. You find a lot of people, they don't love their brothers. Whenever something minute, something small happen, they disassociate themselves from each other. They separate completely from each other. They don't even call each other again. Even when they see each other, they don't even greet each other because something minor, something of the dunya just. That is why it's difficult. So that difficulty brings greater reward. Whenever things are difficult in this world, it pulls more of Allah's rahmah, that whoever does it, whoever overlook the error, the fault, will be rewarded by this. So it is very difficult, and none can attain it except the one who has pure hearts. If your heart is not pure, you will not be able to achieve this, what I'm talking about. It's not easy. That is why the reward is janjatic. On that day, Allah will give you umbrella, whereby everybody is sweating. You will be under Allah's shade, Allah's throne. La ilaha illallah, Rabbul Izzah wa Jalla. My brothers and sisters, for whom this world and all its pleasure has nothing in comparison with the pleasure of Allah. It is not surprising that Allah will give them this status and blessing, which is very, very janjatic with their position in this world. Because we see proof from the hadith of Rasulullah by Mu'adh, he said that our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Allah said himself, those who love one another for my glory, those who love one another for my sake, we have mimbar of light. Allah will give them a very specific light. Allah will give them a special light. Allah will give them a glorious light on that day. And the prophet, look at this light, and the prophet of Allah and the martyr, the shaheed, they will wish that they have the same light. Allahu Akbar. Allah Akbar. Allah will give those, again, listen to this, those who love one another for the sake of Allah, Allah will give them a special light that even the prophet of Allah, even those who died in the cause of Allah, will wish that they have that same light as was given to those who love Allah for the sake of Allah. Allah Akbar. Look at the big reward. Allah said, Allah will bestow upon those who love for one another his sake a gift which is even greater than his status and blessings, than his precious love, in which is very, very difficult to attain. Because it is difficult, it's not easy. For the prophet to even wish for that, it's not easy. Because how you know it's not easy, that if any minute thing happens between you and your brother, you separate. You decide not to call the person again. You cut out everything. So we're just, I just know me, it's just better. But if it's because of the sake of Allah, you love him, you still love him, because you are looking at, I'm not just loving because of himself, I'm loving him because of my Rabb, because Allah asks me to love him, because he has Iman, because he possesses faith, he has belief in Allah. This is proven by hadith. Let me give you another delay. Abu Hurairah said, in which the Prophet said, a man went to visit a brother of his in another village. Allah Rabbul Izzah sent an angel to wait for him in the road. So this man is going to visit a brother in another village, in another city. So because of this, Allah quickly sent an angel to wait for that man in the road. When the man came along, He met the angel. The angel asked him, where are you going? Where are you headed? The man said, I am going to visit a brother of mine who lives in another city, who lives in another village. The angel asks, have you done him any favor? Why are you? This is a, this is a journey that is not a, this is a journey. You're leaving your own village to another village to visit a man. Is it because he has done something that is special to you, or he has given you some favor? People love for so many reasons. But like the man said, no, but Allah, I just love him for the sake of Allah. I just love him for the sake of Allah. The angel told him, for the sake of Allah. He said, yes, for the sake of Allah. There's no, because the angel was worried. Is there something you want to pay back? Maybe you owe him some money and you want to give it back. Because some people, the reason why they visit people is different reason. Maybe they want to go and get some money from that person, or they want to go and pay back some things that they compensated them. Some people, if you don't visit them, they will not visit you. It's two-way street. But this person is going there, and the angel, Allah wants to test him. The angel is telling the angel is asking him, is it to pay back something? He said, no, I'm just going there because I just love him for the sake of Allah. The angel now told him, I am a messenger from Allah. Allah told me to come to you. And Allah has sent me with the letter, with the message that Allah also loves you as you love your brother for his sake. Allahu Akbar. Allah said the angel to tell him that your Rabb, the Rabb, also love you because you love your brother for the sake. Wallahi, if Allah sends you a letter, if Allah sends you a message, telling you, oh, Sister Aliyu, Sister Baraka, I, your Lord, your Rabb, the one who created you, loves you. Wallahi, you know how happy you will be? That the one who created Kulli Shayin, everything that exists, Khaliqa Kulli Shayin, the one who created everything that exists, the one who created all the greater kings, presidents, the one who created everything, Samawati wal Ard, the one who created Waman Bainahuma, the one in between, the one who created the greatest mountain, the greatest oceans, the angels, the jinns, the malaikati, the humankind, send you a message that tell this sister, tell this brother, because you love your brother for the sake of him, I am also showing I also love you back. Allah Akbar. So this is the reward you get when you love someone for the sake of Allah, not because of something worldly affairs, or maybe you're doing some exchange or transaction between yourself. You just love this person for the sake of Allah. Khalas, and that's it. Allah also will show love to you. Brothers and sisters, this is not something minute. This is serious. We all claim to love Allah, but what matters most if Allah loves us? If we claim to love Allah, does Allah love us? That is what really matters. And how can Allah love you back? It is through loving your brothers for the sake of Allah. If Allah loves you, who can harm you? If Allah loves you, who can plot against you? If Allah should love you, who can prevent you from making progress? None but Allah. Imagine a community of people, when Allah loved them, because they love one another for the sake of Allah, they will be unstoppable. They will progress. If Allah loves you, you will succeed. You will be successful. Because the aflahal mu'minun, successful are the believers. Anyone who Allah loves, Allah will open the door, the gateway of Jannah for that person. Anyone who Allah loves, his life will be successful. Anyone who's Allah's love, is Allah's rahmah, his mercy, his bounty, his fadlullah, it will be upon you. So gain the love of Allah. My brother and sister in our Islam, if we do not love one another for the sake of Allah, then we will be deprived of the love of Allah. And if a person is deprived of the love of Allah, then we all know how it will end up. My brother and sister, he said that a man was with the Prophet Muhammad when another man passed by. Listen to this. A man was sitting with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and a man passed by. The first man said, the man who was sitting said, "Oh, Messenger of Allah, wallahi, I love this man. I truly love this man for the sake of Allah. I am loving this man for the sake of Allah." The Prophet said, "Have you let him know? Have you told him that you love him for the sake of Allah?" The man said, "No, I haven't told you. I just love him, but I have not said it to him." Prophet said, "Get up, go and tell him. Go and tell him." This is one of the parts of the Sunnah of Rasulullah that we're going to learn here. He said, "Go and tell him. Go and tell him." Brother and sister, if you love someone from the sake of Allah, Rasulullah said, go and tell them. Go and tell them. Go and tell them. Go and tell them that you love them for the sake of Allah. So the man got up and he quickly ran to him and he caught up with him and told him, "Truly, Wallah, I love you for the sake of Allah, Aki." And the man said, "May Allah love you who loved me for his sake. May Allah also love you who loved me for his sake." So this is something that we should develop among us. When we see someone that we love, maybe a friend, maybe a neighbor, maybe someone who believes in Allah, someone who has Iman, and you truly love this person, go and tell him. Go and tell him, "Brother, I love you for the sake of Allah." Wallah. Make it a conversation. Put it in your conversation whenever you are talking. I think I have some friends, whenever we are talking, they are into the habit of saying, "I love you for the sake of Allah. I love you for the sake of Allah." Imbibe this culture. This is the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When you love someone, tell that person that you love him. Right? Tell that person that you love him, because it's the sunnah of Rasulullah. And if you tell that person, if you say it, if you profess it, it will also stick to your heart, and Allah will love you back. Allah will love you back. Allah will love you back. Now, Rasulullah, one of the ways and means that He gave us that we can develop love in our heart for others is that one of these ways is to exchange gifts, buy things and give it to others. Give gifts, even if it's something small. Even if it's something you say, "Oh, was it going to value this?" It's going to value because you give it to him. Because it will see you as being you that you gave him an honor, like you know he exists. Buy gifts and give it to them. If you love someone for the sake of Allah, take some gift, even if it's minor, just send it to them. This is I'm just sending you, this is Ramadan gift. Please, I'm sorry it's small. Wallahi, that person, it was gonna love you. The joy in his heart will be like, Subhanallah. And this person this, what can I do back? Because you're gonna give him issue, because he will be thinking that, "Oh, he's giving me kids. What about me? What am I gonna show to him?" But he's gonna love you. But so the means of people loving each other, the strategy is to exchange gifts among yourself. Buy something small, give it to brothers or your sisters that you love for the sake of Allah, and that will bring love and affection into your heart and into their heart to you. My brother and sister in Islam, the believers are like mutual friendship. They possess mercy, they possess affection, and they are like one body. If any part of the body is hurting, the rest of the body will be hurting as well. So that is how the believers are to one another. My brother and sister in Islam, verily, loving others for the sake of Allah is something that Allah truly cherish. That is why if you should possess this quality, Allah will make your heart soft and you'll be able to overlook a lot of things, because people are going to hurt you. People are going to do what is painful to you. People are going to be on your neck, and people are going to give you tough time. Now the test is, how can you overlook this? How can you get beyond this and just look at people in the sense that as long as you believe, I will overlook a sin for him. That is why Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalal made mention in some ayah that I'm going to read now. Allah said, وَخَازِمِينَ غَيْظَ وَعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Allah is praising those who restrain anger. When people get on their nerves, when people get on their toes, right? When your brother did something bad to you, something evil to you, and that person is asking for your forgiveness, also Allah is saying that those who restrain anger, وَعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ, and they pardon a lot of people for whatever they have done to them. وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Allah truly love those who are good doers. وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Allah love those who overlook, those who do good. So my brothers and sisters in Islam, we all know that this religion is sincerity. Religion is sincerity, and this sincerity is to Allah, His book, His messenger, to the leader of the believers, and to the common people. My brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalla has established brotherhood in this noble religion. That is why you cannot do without having brotherhood. Look at Ramadan, for example, as a case scenario. In Ramadan, what do? You pray together, we fast together, we sometimes we eat together. My brothers and sisters in Islam, if you look at every pillars of Islam, from Shahada, Salat, Zakat, Saum, and Hajj, you see that everything is being done collectively, right? It's been done togetherness, right? When you pray, when you stand for Salah, the best Salah for man is to go and pray in the masjid. And going to the masjid, Allah is calling you to come and make sufuf with who? With your brothers. With your brothers. When we fast, is Allah commanding only us, only our soul self to fast? Allah is commanding everyone, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam, in togetherness. When we go to Hajj, when we go and perform Hajj, are we going there alone? No, we're going there with a lot of our brothers that has Iman. So everybody you see during Hajj or during Umrah, they are not strangers, they are your brother. Don't look at them as a stranger. Stop looking at your brothers as a stranger. They are not a stranger. Some people, when they get to Mecca, right? They seem to look at, oh, it's also, they seem to look at others people like a stranger. No, they are your brothers in Islam, they are your sisters in Islam. And when we give zakah, as zakah, is it coming to our pocket? No, it's going to our brothers, us and our sisters again in Islam. So that's why it's very, very important that we maintain the law between us and our brothers. My brothers and sisters in the noble region of Islam, Allah said, وَتَعَوَّنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى. Help one another in al-bir. Al-bir means in kai and taqwa. Allah is promoting collectiveness, doing things together. وَلَا تَعَوَّنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. And do not help each other in sins and transgression. My brothers and sisters in the noble region of Islam, this is something that I want to share with you today. We ask Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalla, whatever we say, may Allah, that is good, it is from Allah. We ask Allah to accept it, and whatever we say that is, bad, we ask Allah to forgive us. Amin ya rabbal alameen. Subhanaka wa bihamdik, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Now, inshallah, if there's any question, if you have any question, you can put it on the comment section, and then inshallah I'll take some questions before leaving. And I also want to make mention that when we love others for the sake of Allah, we should ensure that we fulfill the right of those whom we love, the right of our brothers. Islam has listed it, visiting your brother when he's sick, attending his janazah when he died. And there's so many like that. When you see your brother, make sure you say taslim to your brother, greet your brother or your sisters. So these are some of the rights that Allah has given to us as a Muslim. And you must not bring harm to your brother. That's something that I want to also make mention. A lot of people, they hurt themselves. They are pioneer when it comes to harming others. How can you love someone and you are bringing harm to that person you love? You have to see your brothers as your own self, right? Whatever you will not tolerate for yourself or for your children, do not make it tolerated for others as well. Do not make, do not use your hand to bring harm to others. Meaning, also as I said, do not hate one another, do not envy one another, do not commit evil towards harm towards one another. Whatever you do, you won't want for yourself. Do not want it for others. Have good intention for others. Have a good intention for others. Do not bring something. Do not you know, now now, with things going on around, people using people for ritual. I need to talk about that too. People, we have been seeing news of people who would, sacrifice. They say they are looking for one kind of magical money, so they use people to commit crime. I mean, to do voodoo, to do, commit some things that are abnormal to reality of things, right? So they take people, they kill them, they use them for money ritual. How can you? Muslims are not supposed to even partake in any of these things, because that is something that shows you do not like your brother for the sake of Allah, right? So a Muslim must not bring anything that will harm a Muslim. It is haram, the blood of your Muslim. It is haram. So anything that will make your Muslim feel bad or feel down or do injustice to your Muslim. And whenever you see someone who is a Muslim, even if it's your brother doing injustice to other, you have to stop them. Stopping them is a means that you love them. Stopping your brothers or your sister from doing something that is evil is a means that you love that person, because you don't want that person to step into the wrath of Allah. So do not be unjust to your brothers. Give your brother their right. Do not take the right of your brothers. Will you like for someone to take your right or the right of your children? You won't like that. You protect your right. So do not wish that for your brothers. That, some people, because they have enviness, they have jealousy in their heart. Whenever they see their brothers, being successful, having some things that Allah is flashing into their life, then they become more envious. Hasadan, they become having this hasad in their hearts, because of what? Because maybe the business of their brother is growing, the brother is living in a good house, and the brother, they are well to do, but they haven't yet gotten there. So they become starting to have jealousy and enviness, as if Allah should remove the blessings from them. This is not a characteristic of the Muslim. If you should have this, you won't be able to have faith, because la yuminu ahadukum, say you will not believe. You'll not be able to believe until you have faith, and you'll not be able to have faith until you love your brother what you love for yourself. Whether you have accomplished it, whether you have also had that same thing or not yet, ask Allah to bless you with yours. Do not wish evil thinking that person's on to destroy, that the person, Allah to put that person down. This is evil wish. Do not even look for ways to make that thing disappear, because people do a lot of things, voodoo. Some people even do it to the extent of acting upon it. Some people just have it in their heart. I don't like this brother. I want everything to stop in this. It's having good things, good life, good children. I just don't want him to progress. Some are, that's where they are limited to. But some people will even extend further and go and look for ways to stop those things. My brother and sister, this is evil. This is not a characteristic of a Muslim. Do not wish for your brothers. When Allah blesses them with something, ask Allah to increase what He has blessed them with, and Allah to bless you with yours. This is something that you should do. And inshallah, I want to leave you with this. Brother and sister, when you wake up and pray in the middle of the night, or when you make dua and raise your hand up to Allah, always include your brother. Always include your brothers. Always ask Allah to do something for any brother you remember, or generalize your brother, because this is the characteristics of the believers. They always say, "Rabbana ighfir lana ikhwanina alladhina sabaquna bil iman." Oh Allah, forgive our brothers who have gone before us. Right? So, and Rasulullah in a noble hadith said that anyone who make dua for his brother in his absence, Allah, the angels of Allah, we also say Ameen to that dua. Not only that, they also say, may Allah do the same for you. So one of the ways of getting what you want from Allah in this noble blessed month of Ramadan is to always remember one or two brothers or your brothers in your dua. That, oh Allah, this my brother, is suffering from this, is facing these difficulties. Oh Allah, ease the path for him. You don't have to tell him. Just make that dua in his absence. The angels of Allah will say Ameen, and they will also tell you, same to you too. Whatever you ask Allah to do, they will. And the angel prayers, the angels are pure. They are created from light. They are pure. They don't commit sins. So when they ask Allah to do something for the same for you, what do you expect? Then dua will be mustajab. It will go straight to Allah. So that is one of the tips that I want to leave you with in this blessed month of Ramadan. Pray for one of your brothers. When you're making dua, do not complete the dua until you make dua and mention someone's name, or you make dua in a generalized way. So that's why you find the scholars, whenever they pray, even in a general form, in kunut, they will always pray for their brothers. Say, Rabbana a'izza al-Islam wal muslimin, wanzurna Islam wal muslimin, Allahumma ishfi maridana wa maridan muslimin. Oh Allah, heal those who are sick among the Muslims. Oh Allah, elevate the Muslims, elevate Islam and elevate the Muslim. Oh Allah, help those who are suffering amongst the Muslim. Fi kulli makan, in every countries, in every region. So my brother and sister, whenever you are making supplication, do not forget this. Make supplication for your brothers, because that will help you, not just help you in your own getting what you want from Allah. It's also will help you put the love of your brothers in your heart. It will show the sincerity of your love. And don't forget, also saying that we cannot attain faith until we love our brothers. So having them in your dua list, in your dua books, is a gateway, is a miftah to your dua. Is a key that will open your dua, and it will go straight to Allah, because we are making the angels also make dua for you, my brothers and sisters. So let's take this and practice it in the month of Ramadan. Maybe every night, just remember one of your brothers, two of your brothers. Those of you can do more. That this brother, I know he is going through this. Oh Allah, help him out. Oh Allah, I remember my brother, he told me about this that he's trying to accomplish, and it's been hard and tough on him. Oh Allah, please open the door for him. Oh Allah, this is my sister, she's going through hardship or difficulty. Oh Allah, please help her out in this difficulty. Oh Allah, this is my sister, she just got a good job. Oh Allah, please provide her more risks in her job. As you are making that dua, the angels are saying, and you too, and you too, and you too. May Allah do that for you too. Allah Akbar. So if you can practice this, inshallah, you will see the result of what I am talking about. Subhanaka wa bihamdik. Wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm an orphan. I don't have anyone to take care of me. I don't know what I'm going to do. But there is one thing I know for sure. I need someone to help me. I need someone to help me get through life. I need someone to sponsor me. I know it's a lot to ask, but I really need your help. It will mean the world to me.
sponsor an orphan.
Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters in Islam. We all know that widows and orphans are vulnerable people in society. As a religion that has social welfare at the core of its legislation, Islam advocates support and care for these weak individuals to ensure that they live a better life and impact the society positively. In Quran chapter 90 verses 14 to 15, Allah commands feeding the poor and the orphan. The Messenger of Allah said, "The one that takes care of the widow is like the one fighting in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." It is in line with this core mandate of Islam that Rafiki Foundation is set out to ensure that the widows and orphans have a good lease of life. Support Rafiki Foundation today by donating generously to this noble cause. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Aki gbogbo wa kú dédé àsìkò yìí o. A dẹ̀ ń fi tìfẹ́tìfẹ́ pera wa sí iléeṣẹ́ wa tí a mọ̀ sí Brotherhood Travels. Èyí tó ṣe wípé à ń kó àwọn èèyàn lọ sí ilẹ̀ Mọ́kà fún iṣẹ́ hajj àti umura fún àwa tí a bá fẹ́ ṣe iṣẹ́ alájẹ aláṣepé àbí iṣẹ́ umura aláṣepé. Eléyìí tá ṣe ń pè ní iṣẹ́ aláṣepé òun ni wípé torí pé àwọn àfáà wọ́n wà ń kalẹ̀ fún wa ní Saudi Arabia tó ṣe wípé wọ́n á mú wa rìnrìn àjò náà láti lè bàjẹ́ kí a ṣe gbogbo ọ̀tọ́ bá yẹ ká ṣe. Tá a bá yẹ wípé a ní àwọn ìbéèrè kan àbí kejì tá fẹ́ béèrè nípa ìsìn wa náà lọ́wọ́ wọn ni wọ́n máa tọ́ wa sọ́nà. Bákan náà hotels wa tá máa ń dé sí kò ń ṣe hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì tó ṣe wípé ìdájọ́ oúnjẹ ìdájọ́ ibi ìdíyàn fi máa ṣe ayé ní Saudi rárá o tí wọ́n rí bẹ́ẹ̀. ẹ lè kàn sí wa níléeṣẹ́ Brotherhood Travels láti lè bá a mú àwọn ìdínwó àtàwọn discount tó wà fún wa. Nínú comment section yìí ẹ máa rí website wa ń bẹ̀ àti fóònù nọ́mbà tẹ́ lè pè sí tí ẹ bá fẹ́ mọ̀ nípa iléeṣẹ́ wa àti báwo ni ètò hajj wa àti umrah wa tó ṣe ń lọ. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters in the noble religion of Islam, if you are looking towards performing Umrah, you can reach out to us at Brotherhood Travels and Tours. We'll be your tour guide and we will be taking you on a spiritual journey, very fulfilling, and we'll make sure that you visit so many places in Mecca and in Medina, and also accumulate so many rewards that you can before you return back to your home country. We are located in the United States, and you can as well reach out to us anywhere you are in the United States. We're going to book and schedule your trip. We're going to provide you with amazing, wonderful hotels, and we are going to also share with you so many lessons at every spot that we visit in the holy land of Allah. Don't forget that whenever you go for Umrah and you pray in Mecca, you are it's better than praying. It's better than 100,000 prayers anywhere else. Likewise in Medina, it's better than 1,000 prayers anywhere else. So this journey will be very fulfilling, and it's going to make you come closer to Allah because we have so many lectures, so many important spirituality activities that we want to show you. So if you're looking towards doing this, or you know any of your friends or your family members, trust me, Brotherhood Travels and Tour is one of the best agency and tour guides to use. So inshallah, I leave you with it. Subhanaka bi amdik.